Hey guys, it's Piper. Let's light that candle to get some aesthetic. I lost my lighter. How do you use a matchbox? F it. We'll just pretend I lit that candle, because I can't find my lighter. Well, today I'm going to review the Everyday Tarot. Now, the first thing I want to point out is I think mine has a bit of a manufacturing error. I think it's supposed to be solid purple, but as you can see, there is a kind of a white streak. It's not the light, a bad print. So, and as you can see by this rulebook, it's on all the cards. So, I guess I got a dud. I didn't notice when I picked it up at the store. Actually, I found it at TJ Maxx, and this is probably why it ended up here. Sorry, I'm not reviewing the best available version, I guess. I don't really give that many shits, though, but it would be nice. Now, the design is very handy. It has this magnetic clasp. This is a strong cardboard, I think, and it does have a little book that just kind of slides out, which is nice. Now, there's only about a couple of sentences per each card, so this isn't a super detailed booklet. And for that reason, I would not really recommend this for beginners. But because of its small, compact size, it could very easily fit in your purse, your backpack, or anything like that. So it's very portable. So for its portability, for what it is, I actually do think this is a pretty great deck. The biggest con for me is this cheap plastic opening right here, because it's very difficult to open. And this is the fastest I've ever been able to open it. But I remember when I first got it, just would not open, you know. And plus it does look really janky. And then it has this, and of course it looks cheap, and it is cheap, and it does have this piece of foam in it to kind of space it out, and that looks super ugly. I don't know what else to say. It did come with these 2 rule cards, which is nice, I guess, but I don't know why they couldn't just put that in the booklet. Because you see, with rule cards, you have to kind of separate them from the rest of your cards, which I guess you could do that by putting it behind the phone. Sorry, this is dirty because I dropped it. That would help kind of disguise it from this angle too. So you don't have to look at it, but yeah, it is kind of ugly. So let's look at the cards now. As you can see, some of them look worse than others on the backs. And unfortunately, the white streak is also on the front. My sister bought the same deck, and hers didn't have this white streak, so I'm thinking it's just me. It's funny because the gold actually printed perfectly, but I guess they were running out of purple ink. I don't know. Now, as far as the art goes, it's very minimalistic, and you might be inclined to think that minimalism is easier. Since it uses the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, it doesn't really matter that the guidebook doesn't really give a lot of detail. Minimalism is hard to get right, but I think they did get it right. The only thing is, they don't have expressions. Since they don't have clear expressions, that could pose a challenge if you like to read with expressions. I'm not a big fan of the chariot, to be honest. The design, I mean, it just seems kind of static. There's no movement, and when I think chariot, I think movement. But that's kind of a nitpick, really. I don't really have a lot to say about this one. The aesthetic is cool, it's all tied together really well. If you're a fan of minimalism, you'll like this. It's not mind-blowing, but it is nice. So I'd give this about, I'd say 4 stars. If this was easier to open, then I would rate it 5. And of course, if I didn't have that printing error, I guess 3 stars for my deck. 4 stars if you get a good one. And that's out of 5, of course. Why am I even using stars? That's all. Please rate, subscribe, and blessed be, motherfuckers.